Hello, my name is Cameron Shelley. I'm a junior at Coastal Carolina University. My major is accounting. The reason I chose Coastal is that I was born and raised right outside of Conway, and I wanted to stay local, being my family works in Conway. My dad works at HTC and my mom works in the city of Conway, so I decided to stay local. Chose to pursue accounting because I've always been interested in tax. I work at a local pizza joint in downtown Conway called Three Guys Subs and Pies. I've worked there since I was 16 years old, and I'll be 21 in December. So almost 5 years, and I'm a nighttime and weekend manager at the restaurant. So managing to work 25 hours a week, spend time with family and friends and a girlfriend, as well as go to college, has been a tough obstacle to deal with. In my free time, I like to hang out with family and friends, whether it be for a special occasion or just sitting around a fire. The industry I chose to pursue is the automobile industry. I have always been a car guru, so I thought this would be a great idea. The automobile industry has been around since the late 1800s in Germany and France, but the Americans took control in the first part of the 20th century. Henry Ford, as we all have probably heard of, took control especially with his mass production assembly line with the Ford Model T. The big three in the car industry back then was General Motors, Ford, and Chrysler. Then comes the 21st century of cars, which we're all familiar with navigation, Sirius XM. We have all these options that are available to us. Backup cameras, sensors, this, that, and other. But the technology used on cars today is so advanced, sometimes we may not even know how to work them to their fullest potential. We all know that electric vehicles is the talk of the century for the automobile industry. So who knows what the future may hold. We may be driving all electric vehicles in the next 10, 15 years. Who knows? So the company I chose to pursue under the automobile industry is Ford. Ford Motor Company was formed in 1903 in Detroit, Michigan, with a vision that nobody expected. Ford improved the way people worked, provided for the families, and transportation needs. Ford is also expanding day by day with new materials and products. Due to the COVID-19, they have not been able to receive certain goods and computer chips, as a lot of manufacturers haven't been able to receive. So that's why you're seeing very few vehicles on their lots. But Ford was the first to do many things, but the most important was the first vehicle affordable to most Americans. The first Model T was around $300, so that's very inexpensive for a working class family. And I have always been a Ford loyal customer, and one day it would be pretty cool to work for a Ford dealership as their accounting or finance person. The potential hiring manager I chose to interview is Carlton Lewis. Mr. Lewis is the COO, Chief Operating Officer at HTC, Horry Telephone Corporation in Conway. He graduated from Coastal Carolina University with a bachelor's and a master's in accounting, as well as completing his CPA. And he's also from Manor, South Carolina, which is a small town I'm from. The reason I chose Mr. Lewis is that my dad works at HTC. They started about the same time, roughly about 20 some years ago. And I had never met Mr. Lewis until I asked my dad. I said, do you know anybody at work that I should interview for this assignment? He said, yeah, I think Mr. Lewis would be great. He graduated from Coastal with accounting, same thing you want to do. So that was a great opportunity. And I learned that having a corporate job versus owning your own business is much less stressful. Mr. Lewis said that he works, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, versus working all the time with your own business. He also said that working for a corporation gives you a huge advantage of having things such as retirement, insurance, vacation, and sick time. So that gives you more opportunity to spend time with your family. The person I chose to interview in the field of tax, which I hope to soon do one day, is Chris Peavy. Chris owns his own CPA accounting firm here in Conway called Peavy and Associates. He graduated from Coastal Carolina with the same as Mr. Lewis, a bachelor's degree in accounting, master's degree in accounting, and he successfully passed the CPA exam. He worked for Smith Staff a few years before opening up his own firm. He now has 2 locations, one in downtown Conway on 501 and one at the Surfside Beach. The reason I chose to interview Chris is that I would eventually like to have my own accounting firm. So Chris said some of his main responsibilities is to make sure all transactions his business performs be in line with the IRS standards, or he could be in deep trouble. You know, he said a typical week for him consists of 6-7 days a week, 10-12 hours a day, performing tasks such as filing tax returns for customers, monthly expenditures for businesses, and overseeing his employees to make sure they have everything they need. My plan to achieve my professional goals is happening now as I am talking with you. I'm going to school and I plan to graduate college in December of 2022 with a bachelor's degree in accounting. Then shortly after graduating, as soon as I graduate, I want to take a month or so off, and then I want to go back and get my master's degree. As I'm completing my master's degree program, I would like to study for the CPA exam. I'd like to give myself at least 6 months to study for it before I take it, and I hope to pass it. And I want to, I would like to go for an accounting firm locally to get experience. And then as I'm working for the firm, I would like to start my own business of doing taxes on the side. Start with just family and friends, asking, hey, do you not have anybody to do your tax returns? I can do them for you. So start off like that, and then after about 3 years, I would like of doing that, then I want to go full time for myself. And then finally having my own business for about 5 years, I would like to open up second locations for investments rather than taxes, because I think taxes, if you can save money on taxes, in investment, you can put that money towards investment. I would like to have my first location somewhere near maybe downtown Conway, we call it UCLA, Upper Conway, Lorainer, maybe even downtown. And my second location in the Myrtle Beach area, whether it be Myrtle Beach, North Myrtle, I'm not really particular yet, but somewhere next to the beach. So thank you all for giving me this time to present.